Srimati Ramanuja. Thank you for attending today's session, everybody, and for posting all the questions through Google Forms. So we will be taking the questions in the order they have been received. Swamy has logged in. Ms. Khan, Swamy, Srimati Ramanuja. Adiyen Dasan, Swamy.
Today's session is on English, right?
Yes, Swamy. Today's session is in English. Next week is Tamil.
Okay, wonderful.
And we have, I think, a lot of devotees have posted a lot of questions on Google Forms. So we'll be taking the questions in the order they've been submitted. If possible, we request devotees to come put their video on with the traditional attire, Swarupam form. Swamy, can I proceed with the question, Swamy?
Yes, please.
First question is from Bhagavata called Devangsh Patak. Is yagyopavitam compulsory before taking panchsanskara or shrivaishnava deeksha? That is the question.
No, not necessary. Because panchsanskara is for the atma, it's for the soul, and it is applicable for all varnas. So yagyopavitam is not compulsory. Yagyopavitam is only for Vedic rituals, which are only primarily, that is, it's karma kanda, which focuses more on the body part of it, and hence it is applicable for varnas. Yagya upavita. So this one is primarily Yagya upavitam comes under the Vedic samskaras for the karma kanda, that is the shodasa samskaras and other. So Upanayinam comes under that. Whereas this one is panchsanskaras. These panchsanskaras are for the soul, atma. So no bar, no gender, nothing.
The next question is been asked by Narayanan Prapanna Ramanuja Srivaishnava dasan. Bhagavata has asked, what is the importance of divyaprabandhams and how do we understand them better?
Importance of divyaprabandham. Divyaprabandham is basically something that was blessed by the Supreme Lord. Unlike the other Vedas, which are there eternally, divyaprabandham is also Veda, basically. Only thing is, it has come down in a format which is very accessible for even the mundane. So it has come down in a very simpler language, which is Tamil, number one. Number two, it has been revealed by those who have been directly blessed by Perumazh. Unlike Vedas, which is revealed through severe penance and self-efforts by rishis, who were not always throughout their life, who were not continuously in sattvic mode. They were in different modes, and whenever sattvic mode came into picture, when they were in mode as well as mood, you can call it. So when they were in the sattvic state, they revealed certain things, and that is Vedas basically, which were eternal, but it was revealed through them. Whereas Divyaprabandha was revealed by Alvars, the saints who were directly blessed by the Supreme. These people did not do penance. They were not great rishis as per the traditional system. They did not put in any self-efforts. They were simple samsaris like us. But they were just miraculously given this divine gift by the Supreme in order to actually transform us. So these saints were given this gift so that they will reveal their interaction, their experience with the Supreme to us in a very simple form. And the reason why it was given to samsaris, unlike some tapasvis and other people, is only because these people can empathize us. Unlike a rishi who has done a lot of penance, he will not give a mantra to somebody else who has not done that penance, because he will say, I have earned it with so much of self-effort. Unless you do or put in all those efforts, why should I give it? Whereas Alvars, I will come to Airam in Tamil Padinan. I have got this. Everybody should get this. If I being such a samsari who has no idea about this, if I can get this, everybody should get this. So they were waiting to just they were waiting to give these things to everyone. So learning Divya Prabandham and going through the experience of the Alvars, just merely going through that experience, through hearing and listening itself, that itself will relieve us from so many crores and crores of births of sins, and it will definitely liberate us beyond any, without any an iota of doubt. So Divya Prabandhams are the only solution for liberation in Kali Yuga.
Adiyen Dasan. Next question has been raised by a devotee named Shivadasa. In fact, a devotee is seeking the guidance of an Acharya. So I'm going to read the question verbatim, Swami. Swami tiruvadigale sharanam, Adiyen Ramanuja. Swami, Adiyen is not a Srivaishnava by birth. I'm not a brahmana. I have finished my degree, but I'm interested in music and also interested in learning Hindustani classical music. Can I do this music as my kainkaryam to the Udayavar? If not, how could I live this life to please the Udayavar's ullam? That is one question. He also has multiple questions, so I don't know, Swami, let me know.
We'll go one by one. We'll go one by one. Nobody is born as a Srivaishnava by birth. Srivaishnava is only by qualities after undergoing the panchsanskara from an Acharya, and after possessing those qualities like shamadama gunas, through which Acharya will come, from whom you will get the Trimantra Mukpadesham, through which the Perumazh will become, he will be in your, under your disposal, and then definitely you are going to reach moksha. That is the sequence in which it comes. So Srivaishnavam is not by birth, it is only by qualities. Anybody can become a Srivaishnava, so he need not worry about that, number one. Number two, Hindustani music is just another flavor or another version or another branch of the music, and it has nothing to do with anything at all. You can do service in whatever way you want. That is what you like it, because you have asked for it. You asked whether I can do service through music. So there are two types of Sri Vaishnavas or Prabhandhans in the Sri Vaishnava context. One is people who want to do service the way they like. That is Swartha or Suprayajana. I like this way, I want to do the service like this. The other group is what Perumazh wants, what the Bhagavatas want, what Acharyas want. They will do only that. So it depends on where you want to position yourself. There is nothing like right or wrong. For these people, this is wrong. For these people, it's right for them. So let us not get into that. Some people are designed to do service in their own way. Otherwise, why would Perumazh even give that choice or an option? But those who are at a different level, where they think, why should you choose? You have chosen everything in so many births, and you have always been faulty. So why do you want to do service thinking that this is best way to do it? Just leave it to that person who knows everything and let him express what he enjoys from you. So that's a little higher, elevated level of doing service. That is parartha. So you have to do service only as per the will and wish of God and the preceptors, and not as you like. These are two different branches. If you still want to serve Udayavar by singing, and yes, you can do. There are so many people who have composed kirtanas. There are so many bhajans. So many Bhagavatas have composed bhajans on Udayavar, Manavala Mamani. And why not?
The second part of the question is Adiyen is reading the devotee's statements. Lastly, I'm not having Udayavar sambandam through proper Acharya. Hence, could you please accept me as your dasan? If not, how could I get rid of from this samsara, Swami? If I'm asking anything wrong or in the wrong way, please forgive me, Swami. Adiyen Ramanuja dasan.
You want Udayavar sambandam. Why do you want to be with dasa of me? I am such a nicha, so I don't deserve to give any Udayavar sambandam. But I can show you those people who can give you Udayavar sambandam. You can contact me. My number is available. My email is available. I am on Twitter also. So reach out to me. I will tell you I'll give you a list of options. Wonderful Acharyas are there. Perirambi Swami is there. Dodayachar Swami is there. Koilananand Swami is there. Tiruvadigale Swami is there. These are all traditionally they are excellent and wonderful Acharya Swami. Udayavar Swami Tirumalhi. So many Tirumalhis are there. Beautiful direct sambandam is there from brahmana. And then when you if it comes to the Ashtadikgajas, you have access to Swami Vanamamalajiyar Matham, which is directly it was appointed by Swami Varavaramuni for doing panchsanskara and giving Varavaramuni sambandam itself. And reach out to me anytime, or you can reach out to any other scholars, erudites. There are so many wonderful people who are there in Srivaishnavism who are delivering excellent lectures, and you can reach out to them. But remember, try to get the Trivadi Sambandam only through 74 Simhasanadipatis and Ashtadikgajas of Varavaramuni. Anything outside of it, avoid. And ensure that the Acharya whom you are reaching out to, they are following the tradition, not merely in the outlook. Little more deeper, Achara, Anushtana, all those things. That's important.
Next question has been raised by Apparasu Sri Vandana Ramanuja Dasi Swami. Acharya is Sri Chinnajiyar Swami Varu. Our question is, Swami, I want to know in detail about Sri Vaishnava Sambradaya, especially the ways that should be followed by a girl or women in their lives.
I would request, because it's a very high level and general question, I would request that this particular devotee reaches out to Swami Chinnajiyar Swami to get the clarification, because they have undergone some ashram from Swami, and he has a very huge following, and I'm sure he can guide the devotee better than me.
The next question is raised by Kamal Ramanuja Dasa. From Acharya and Madam is Simachala Peetam. Acharya is Sri Satuluri Gopala Krishnamacharya. The question is, Perumazh has created this leela vibuthi for the Kreeda. If it is for Kreeda, then Perumazh can use us for Kreeda and then take us back to him, right? Then why this concept of ujjevanam and moksham and rebirth? Dhanyasmi Swami.
The concept of ujjevanam and rebirth is part of the Kreeda. That's the answer. That's the answer. As simple as that. Because they say, if Srishti is part of Kreeda, then when samharam happens, what happens to the Kreeda? Then the response from our Purvacharyas is, samharam is also part of that Kreeda only. Samharam is also part of Kreeda. And ujjevanam is also part of Kreeda only. Lokavattu leela kaivalyam.
The next question is by Sri Shashrik. Who is Radha in Srivaishnavism? She is mentioned by Manavada Mamudigal, Sri Manavada Mamudigal, Vedanta Desigar, Annamacharya. Is Srimati Radha Rani present in Vaikuntha? That is the first question.
The previous part is the question like, did Varavaramuni Swami, Vedanta Desigar Swami and Annamacharya mention Radha? Is that the question, or are they asserting that they have mentioned Radha?
So they are. So the devotee is asserting that Radha is mentioned by Manamavan Mamunigal, Vedanta Desigar, and Annamacharya. And
if the devotee is asserting, I would like to know the passage where Swami Varavaramuni is mentioning Radha as the consort of Krishna and as the Radha Krishna, the way say certain other divisions of Vaishnavism are portraying. Radha has no mention in our verse, Sri Sukti, and there is no such entity as per our this thing. Napinai is there, and the other sampradayas do not follow Napinai. Radha has no such, there is no such entity called Radha. There is no discussion about Radha. in Sri Vaishnavism. As far as I know, if somebody can correct me, I would love to stand corrected. If they can give me the pramanams and help me understand that, then I'll stand corrected. But from what I know, there's no mention of Radha.
Is Gokulam, second question, Swami. Is Gokulam, Saketam, Ahobilam, Varaha Lokam, etc. Vyuhasa Vaikundam?
Gokulam?
I think Gokula.
Is it Gokulam?
Golokam, sorry. Golokam, Saketam, Ahobilam, Varaha Lokam.
Saketam.
Saketam, Ahobilam, Varaha Lokam, etc. Vyuhasa Vaikundam.
See, Vyuha is something which is different. Vyuha is different. Paravasudeva is there. There are 5 forms of the Supreme. Para, Vyuha, Vibhava, Archa, Antaryam. Para is in Vaikuntham. Vyuha Vasudevan is the controller of the entire universe that we see in Leela Vibhuti. Each and every anda is controlled by one Brahma, and all these andas, there will be one anda that is just getting created, whereas one will be, running, and the other one would be getting destroyed. It is like the fig fruits in a fig tree. That is what they. That is the example they use to illustrate this. So there will be one fruit, coming out of the flower. There will be one fruit which would have got ripened, and it would be falling down. Like that, so many andas are created by this Vyuha Vasudeva, just like that. And in each and every fig fruit, there is one there will be the small insect. And they say that insect is actually Brahma. Such is huge nature of the Supreme Lord. Just Vyuha Vasudeva himself alone, which is only 1/4 of the whole universe. The 3/4 is Nitya Vibhuti. 1/4, in the 1/4, this is like a fig fruit in which there is an insect, that is Brahma. Attikayil Aruman Poli. Swami Nambili starts Eid like that, talking about the paratvam of the supremacy of the Supreme. So that is Vyuha Vasudeva. That Vyuha Vasudeva takes 3 forms: Sangharshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. And the 6 qualities, which is Jnana, Bala, Aishwarya, Virya, Shakti, Tejas. Two attributes are attributed to these 3 forms. So each and every form has 2 attributes: Jnana, Bala, Aishwarya, Shakti, Virya, Tejas. Two attributes to all these 3. They form the creator, destructor, and the sustainer. Shrishti, Sthiti, Laya. So these 4 forms, that is Vasudeva, Sangharshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. This is Vyuha. This is Vyuha. Vyuha Vasudeva is the controller of this. Paravasudeva is supreme. Vibhava is avatara. Vishesha bhava is to come or happen or incarnate. That is avatara. Ajayamano bahuda vijayate savushayan bhavati jayamana. He incarnates, so says Shruti. Only because he incarnates, his saulabhya, saushilya, all those things are enjoyable and made accessible, and hence that he is more celebrated only because he is born. A person who does not have a birth, when he is born, he becomes greatest. And for us who are always born, when we get out of the circle of birth and death, then only that is great for us. So it is opposite of each of our nature. The one who is never born, he is born. That is Vibhava Avatara. That is Ramakrishna Adi Avatarangal, Dashavataram, all these things. Then Antaryami is everywhere, Sarvantaryami, who is present inside every Atma, every Anu. He is just everywhere present. Shanno Vishnu Ruru Krama, all pervading. There is nothing at all, anywhere, in which he is not there. And the 5th form, which is the most accessible for us, is Archa, in which it is not merely a statue which has been sculpted by somebody. It comes through Agama Pratishtha, that is consecration and installation methodology, traditional methodology, through which mantras or the hymns, they are chanted, and through phonokinesis and phonosynthesis, this particular power is installed and consecrated, then the statue actually gets the divinity, because the divine inside that he manifests, because the Antaryama is there everywhere. He manifests, and how he manifests? He has told that if you do these things, I will manifest. It is again his will. So it is not that we are bringing him and putting him inside a particular small statue and bringing the so big powerful Perumal inside some small statue. It is he who says that if you follow this particular thing, I will come and manifest inside this. So a statue becomes idol, divine idol. These are the 5 forms. Now, if you see Vyuha, Vyuha is basically the one that creates, that destroys, that sustains, and who is controlling all these 3 also. Ahobilam or Varaha Kshetras, all these things are basically Divya Deshas. Divya Deshas are associated with Archa. The same way Vyuha, Vibhava, Archa is here in the leela vibhuti. In Vaikuntham, Paravasudeva is there, Vyuha Vasudevas, Vyuha Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. They are in this Avarana, which is the next layer. The Dashavatara and all the Vibhava avatars in next layer. Similarly, the next Avarana is Divya Deshas. So the Divya Deshas are there in Vaikuntha as well, as an Avarana. It is there in Pancharatra Samhita. So it is there. They are as Avarana. Out of this Divya Desha, this Golokam is a concept which is entirely different, which I cannot explain further because that is not mentioned as much in Srivaishnava Sampradaya, but other Sampradayas they mention. But instead of Golokam, you can say Gokulam, which is Vrindavanam and Mathura and all. They are all Divya Deshams. Those are there in Vaikuntha as Divya Deshams with Archa Vigrahas. They are there. Ahobilam Divya Desham, it's there. Varaha Kshetras, they will be there, like Tiruvadigalai and other Divya Deshams, they'll be there. This is the thing that we know from the scriptures. The Bhagavad Shastra, that is Sri Pancharatra Bhagavad Shastra scriptures. This is all we know. Whether Golokam is there, whether Radharani is there in that, and is it a separate thing, or is that above Vaikuntham? Those concepts do not even exist in Srivaishnava traditional system, so I cannot comment on that. For us, it is not there. If you ask as a Srivaishnava, do you believe that? No.
The remaining questions by same devotee. Is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu an avatar of Vishnu in Sri Vaishnavism?
Not in Sri Vaishnavism.
Yeah. So they're making some assertions as well here. There are many Puranic references. Many Sri Vaishnava gurus speak about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that's part of that question. Next question is the same.
For us, Sri Vaishnava gurus, for us, is only those preceptors starting right from Perumazh, that is Sri Ranganatha Swamy, till Swami Vararamuni. That is the only lineage whom we call as preceptors. What they tell is the utmost truth. Anybody after that who have commented, who could be a stalwart, who could be a scholar, but they are not saints. They are not part of the Bhagavad Prasada Jnana Labdha Parampara officially. There could be some who have been blessed like that, but officially only these preceptors, whatever they say is what is authentic for us. We follow only that, nothing more, nothing less. So if there are some acharyas today who say that yes, we accept Sri Vaishnava, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as an avatar, they can say, we call that as their opinion. We respect that, but we cannot follow that.
Yes. Another next question by the same devotee. I have seen many Sri Vaishnava gurus speaking about Golokam, Radha, etc. So does it mean Golokam is accepted in Sri Vaishnavism?
As I told earlier, no. And if Sri Vaishnava Acharyas, they are talking about that, it is their opinion. It's not authentic. It cannot be considered as authentic. It is debatable. Anybody can debate. They can come and talk to me or in whatever platform it is. It is no. It is their opinion, as simple as that.
I'm moving to next set of, Adiyen is moving to the next set of questions by devotee. Rupashri Swamini, Rupashri Madhavan. Acharya is Mudaliyandan Swami. When parents have only one girl child and they pass away, who has the eligibility to do the karyams? please address both cases of when the girl child is unmarried and married or married. Is giving another question again is giving Narayana Bali an option in the above cases?
Narayana Bali is a samskara. What they are talking about is a samskara. So we need to understand what is their Dhyaya Sutra. So unless these things are known, it is very difficult, because somebody follows Avastam Sutra, somebody follows Bodhayana Sutra, depending upon their Shaka, Vedic Shaka, whether it is they belong to Sama Veda or Yajurveda. So they have to reach out to their family Purohit to get these details. I have absolutely no idea what to say because I have no data for that.
And that is, Swami, the same thing for the question on who has eligibility to the karyams also, right?
Yes, yes. Typically, if a girl is married, then the whole onus is on the other side, the husband side, once married. Typically, but again, you have to refer to their Purohit and their Sutra based on all those things.
The next question is by Avinash Kumar Singh. Is Devi Radha an authentic deity in Sri Vaishnavism? As the previous acharyas, as the previous acharyas told anything about Radha being a form of Lord Krishna or his wife? I think,
No, there's not even a single mention of Radha anywhere in Alvar's Divya Suktis. If it is not there in Alvar's Divya Suktis, I don't think it is subject of discussion at all.
In this context, sometimes people quote scriptures like Garg Samhita and Brahma Vaivarth Puran. Are they authentic?
Brahma Vaivarta Puran, all these Puranas, Garga Samhita, authentic in the sense, see, Satvika Puranas, Tamasa Puranas and Rajasa Puranas, they are all there, 18 Puranas are there. Satvika Puranas, they tell utmost truth. Rajasa Puranas and Tamasa Puranas, they have a lot of exaggeration, lies, and it is very known. They have defects because Brahma says that when I am in Rajasic mood, I tell about myself. When I am in Tamasic mood, I glorify even low-level deities as great people. So I tell lies. He says that. So what is authenticity? Scripture does not mean authenticity. The only scripture that does not have any defect at all is Vedas. Only scripture that does not have any lie at all, no defect at all, that is Veda. And because Alvar's Divyaprabandham is actually another branch, similar to Samskrita Veda, it is Tamil Veda, Rukadi Bhedam Pole. So they are also Vedas, they do not have any defect, no nirdosha. Other than that, any other, be it Smriti or Puranas or anything, as long as they are aligned to Vedas, they are acceptable. Now, whether they are aligned to Vedas or not, how you will find? You cannot find. So, dharmasya samaya pramanam, dharmagya samaya pramanam. So, only dharmagyas, great shishtas, like Swamy Ramanuja Acharya and Swami Varavaramuni, these kind of great people, when they say something, that is authentic. Otherwise, it is not authentic. That is the policy of Srivaishnavism. But many religions within the so-called umbrella of Vaishnavism, they only see these Puranas and all. You have to understand. Vedas can be understood only by penance. Only Maharishis, Mahamadis, Maharishis like Vedavyasa, Parashara, only they can bring out the essence of Vedas. Normal people like us, you cannot bring out because it does not come by reading. It is not Sanskrit. Vedas are not Sanskrit. Sahasra Sirusha Purushaha. Sahasraksha Sahasrapad. The Supreme has 1,000 heads. Sahasra Sirusha Purushaha. Sahasraksha, he has 1,000 eyes. How can a person with 1,000 heads have 1,000 eyes? He should have 2,000 eyes. But it says only 1,000 eyes. So is the next question, God is only one-eyed. Sahasrapad, only one leg per head. Then somebody comes and says, another great Sanskrit scholar comes and says, no, Sahasra means infinite. Oh, wonderful. How will a person with infinite head and infinite leg, where he will sit, how he will walk? What is this nonsense? Then Vedas say, shut up. You cannot understand me. You cannot understand me. I am not your language that you speak. Vedas by themselves is a language. Even Brahma cannot understand that. Forget about others. Unless there is the grace of God. The grace of God comes in two modes. One is directly showering it. Second thing is Shruti Smritir Mame Vagya. He himself has destined. He has mandated certain procedures, methodologies. If you follow that, having faith on him, and assuming that only he is doing everything, and he has only told, and you are only just an actor, and you are not doing on your own with your own greatness or efforts, by doing Falatyaga, when you sincerely obey that, you will get the same result, which means you will understand Vedas. Otherwise, you cannot understand Vedas. So, in order to understand Vedas, Upabrahmanas, Brahmanam means Vedam. Upabrahmanas is supporting scriptures. They are also revealed by Rishis and Brahma and other Devatas. This is Upabrahmana. Dharma Shastras, they elucidate Vedas. Puranas and Itihasas, they illustrate. The Acharya, who is walking right in front of us, he demonstrates. These are the three modes in which you can understand Vedas. And simply ignoring Veda, ignoring those people who are Vaidikas, those Acharyas, just only taking Upabrahmana, some Puranam, and saying that this Puranam has this, out of some context, you can take anything from any Purana and say, hey, it is there, so you have to accept it. In one Purana, it will say like this, exact opposite will be in another Purana. Some people might say, this is Rajasa Purana, it's a lie, you don't take. But the case may be that this is correct in this context, and this could be correct in this context. It need not be opposite, but it might look like opposite. So it is very important that we have to seek the right preceptor first. Acharya Sahari Sakshat, Chararupina Samshaya. And who is that Acharya? The Acharya, it is a wonderful pasuram from Swami Manavala Mamahead. Jnanam Anushtanam Ivai Nannagave Udena. Jnanam Anuttanam. In Tamil we say Anuttanam. Jnanam Anuttanam Ivai Nannagave Udenana Guru. You know the way Swami Manavala Mamahead defends Guru? He does not say Guru is a person who has very good jnana and anushtana. That is what mostly people interpret. The real Tatparya Artha is, the real Guru is the person who possesses jnana and anushtana in such a way that the jnana and anushtana are actually blessed. The Guru who possesses this jnana anushtana, so that the jnana and anushtana gets blessed. Jnanam anuttanam Ivai nandru agave udayan ana Guru. Not that this Guru is having good jnana anushtana, so he is Guru. No. Only because the jnana and anushtana are with that Guru, jnana and anushtana are good. That is what is a preceptor. That is what is real Acharya. What they say is Veda. What they do is Anushtana. Nothing more, nothing less. You don't have to debate on that. So ignoring such Acharyas who strictly follow the Vedas, not deviating an iota of, even a small line, understanding Vedas very clearly, that Vedic system is a progressive system of education, where it addresses different people of different levels. So whatever is in Vedas is not applicable for everyone at the same time, but it is applicable to different people or it is applicable to the same person also at different point in time. When you are at this particular level, a particular scripture is applicable. When you are at the next level, it is called as pravritti, then nivritti, relief from that. Then you go for the next pravritti, then relief from that. Then pravritti, then nivritti. That is how it slowly takes you up, step by step. So somebody could be in the third step. For them, something will be applicable. Somebody in the fifth step should not say, it is in Veda, so we will follow it. No, you should not follow that. You should understand what is your level. For that level, what is applicable, you have to do. How do you know in which level you are? You need preceptor. We need practitioners. Today, we are losing practitioners. We are having people who are just reading everything and by hearting and telling others without having that their own inclination towards austerity. Somebody recently told us, we don't need Acharya Mandal, we need only Acharya. And we said, do you know who is an Acharya? An Acharya is the one who can tell you what is Acharya. And if you ignore Acharya, then it means that you are not interested in Acharya. Acharya is not some post. Acharya is not some post. Acharya is not some lineage. You don't get birthright as an Acharya. That is Gaurava. You respect because of that possibility of connectivity with those preceptors. So you give respect. Just looking at them, you remember them. The great yesteryear preceptors. Oh, this person belongs to that lineage. For that itself, I will do a namaskar. That much of respect we should have. But that doesn't mean they have all these things. They have to follow them. They have to be practitioners. Such is our lineage, not merely reading some book and then interpreting it as Sanskrit and then writing some English translations for that, then telling all stories about everything. We don't do that. That is why our system is intact. That is why we still have Rahasya Granthas. That is why we don't convert others. We believe in transformation. We don't go and invite samsaris to, seek moksha because it is forbidden as per Srivaishnava standards. Swami Nanjiyar says, you should not go and interfere in a samsari's life, saying that come to moksha, why you are being samsari? No. Unless somebody has gone through samsara and they have faced or understood the hardship of samsara and have understood that something is fundamentally wrong. We are again, born and we die and same thing is happening. Something is wrong. How do we get relief from this? That is when you should even introduce them to Shrivaishnavism in the true sense. Otherwise, worshipping Supreme as Srimanarayana, doing some pujas and other things, those are okay. If you want to talk about liberation, moksha, Prathama Parva, Madhyama Parva, Charma Parva, Nishtha, and all those, these are all beyond. You will just to get to the level where you believe that only Vasudeva is everybody. Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudulabha. That itself, Krishna himself says it is almost next to impossible for me to get such a person. Think about this following acharyas and preceptors and going to the level of charma parvanishta and all those things. It is beyond this thing. You cannot earn it out of your effort. It should be by kataksha. So this is our system. Those systems which are only reading some Puranas and taking only those texts which they like and they want to celebrate it, they can celebrate it. Very well. We respect that because everybody has right. There are people who don't even follow Vedas, Bauddhas. The Buddhists, they don't believe in God. Perumazh himself is tolerating. He has allowed them to exist. What is your problem? Every religion has the right to exist. Only thing is, they should not interfere. They should not discriminate. They should not fight. You respect me, I respect you. It's okay. Somebody comes and they are interested in asking any questions. If they ask, if we know the answers, we can answer and leave it at that. Do not expect that they immediately transform. They are not changing. They are not listening. Don't get into that. Don't get into confrontation. Don't get into fight. No point in saying that your system is wrong, your religion is bad. That's not our job. What is good in my religion? What are the greatnesses of our preceptors? We'll keep telling that. If you have any questions, if you are interested in asking me, if you want answer from me, I will tell only what I know from this side. I will not tell something just to support you or impress you. That's not my job. So we are not here to impress people and tell what they like. Shrivaishnavism is all about telling the truth. That is what is our system. At the same time, you should not tell whatever you know and say that that is truth. So that is also unfair. I belong to something, I am born in this lineage, so whatever I tell is truth, you have to accept I am an Acharya. That's not like that. Everybody should be given the right to question. During Brahmana's time, how many people have questioned? If you see Vilakshana Mokshadhikari in Yagyopavit Swamy, is when he's the way it starts is Senapati Advan is asking so many questions. Unless you allow people to ask questions, And unless you thoroughly convince them with sensible solutions, responses, answers, you are not establishing truth. If you are just blindly following something, that is dogma. And dogma, see, we are in a world where people are so connected and communication with so much of data available everywhere. You can be easily exposed if you tell some stories. There will always be somebody who will be nodding their head for your stories. But is that what we don't want cowherds, right? We don't want simply some people who are nodding their head and some behind us. That's not what it is. It is a serious thing where we help them. It is our responsibility to help people to get liberated if they are interested in liberation, not to tell some stories in a very nice tone, singing and easily understandable examples. Those are for beginners. Once you start growing up, you have to mature. You can't be in kindergarten all the time in your school, right? Because there only they are singing rhymes. It's very nice. You can't keep studying LKG for your life just because rhymes are very nice. So when you get into some serious levels of maturity or higher level of maturity, you will find those kind of acharyas or stalwarts, great jnanis. There are people, I have told you so many times that there are wonderful acharyas who are available today. So when you get connected with them, they will be talking, absolute truth, because they will be following that. They won't tell something just to pacify or impress you or accommodate you. Let us be point blank. Let us be point blank, right? Samsara is bad. Liberation is good. As simple as that. Leave everything and surrender. That is what Krishna says. Sarva dharman parityajya. Why don't you leave everything and surrender to Krishna? We are not surrendering, right? So Srivaishnavism is all about truth. We stick to the truth. Our base is Vedas. Again and again, we follow the Vedic system. And all other Puranas, Itihasas, they are Upabrahmanas. They help the mundane to understand the essence of Vedas. And Vedas, they are not one single subject that is for all. They have different recipes for people at different levels, or for the same soul at different maturity levels. We need to understand that. Vedas addresses the plurality of the world, because plurality is the order of the day. Right? Once we understand that, anything that is deviating from that, who do not understand Vedas, who have not practiced Vedas, who don't try to understand what the Vedas say, like Sri Bhashya and other things, simply it is okay to read some Purana and I will tell some stories. That is only kindergarten. Whether we are at kindergarten level for our life, or are we into some serious subject like liberation, moksha, understanding Atma Swarupa, Seshatva, Paratandriyadigal, Jnana, Bhakti, Vairagya, Parabhakti, all those things. So if you can just read the last question again, I will connect whatever I spoke just now to that.
Last question, we are talking about, in this context, some people quote scriptures like Grag Samhita, Brahma
Purana. So you can quote anything from these kind of Puranas. We don't know, what is authentic or not, has to be told only by preceptors. Just because, see, scriptures, as I told, except for Vedas, anything else has to be validated. Vedas, you don't have to validate. Vedas, the problem is with interpretation, hermeneutics. Vedas, the problem is only with interpretation. Vedas tell the truth. But some people might say that I understand like this. This is what Veda, this statement means. They can start telling their own versions. That's when Advaita, Achintya, Achintya, Veda, Bheda, Tattva, this, that, so many things have, evolved. So whatever is in Puranas, it doesn't mean it is authentic in a nutshell. It needs to be validated, as simple as that.
The next question is by Sri Vigneshwaran.
Yeah.
Yes, Sri Vigneshwaran has asked 4 questions. I'll read them one by one, Swami. We will read them one by one. First question is, if Paramatma is one being, why Paramatma needs to take different incarnations and in different names?
You are a father at home for your son. You are a son for your father. You could be a manager in your office. You could be a secretary in your association. Why you are taking so many names? Why you are in a casual attire in home? Why you are in a formal attire at office? Why you are in a different attire when you go out to picnic and other things? Perumal can take any number of incarnation. He can have all the names of Perumal's names. When I say all the names, sensible names. All the names are good quality names are Perumal's names. He has given that name to all other devatas. Brahma, you are also Brahma. Brahma shabdena cha swabhavato nirastani kila dosha anavatikadishya. Asankhya kalyana gunaganaha purushottama vidiyate. Brahma means only Purushottama. Then why Brahma is also having that name? Anyatra tad lavalesha yoga aupacharikaha. In other places, a scintillation of that Brahma, that power, scintillation is there for this. So, because that scintillation is there, this is also for just upachara, for the namesake. This is also called as Brahma. All names are like that. Rudra. Perumal rodati iti Rudra. Perumal cries. Rudra, when he was born, he was crying. So he was called as Rudra. Perumal also cries, but Perumal cries looking at the sufferings of his devotees. Perumal cries out of utmost happiness when he sees a devotee coming to Srivaikunda. So Perumal's name as Rudra is different from the Rudra's name. He was crying when he was born. So every name is Perumal's name only. He has given it to others. Incarnation is he loves to take a particular form in a particular context. For example, Varaha, the mother earth was completely in turmoil. She was completely filled with the oceanic water, and it was muddy and completely nasty. If Perumal takes a human form, how he will survive there? Because when he takes a form here, he has to abide by the rules here. So he thought, Bhuma Devi is my beloved. I want to enjoy her now, but she is in mud. What is the form that I can take, using which I can enjoy her? I will take the form of wild boar. Wild boar enjoys the mud. It enjoys, playing in that muddy water and other things. So he took that. He enjoys that. He has a reason. The question why is very difficult to answer from that perspective. But there is another why. Why Perumal incarnates? Because he wants to re-establish his relationship. Dharma samsthapanartha. Dharma means not the samanya dharma. Dharma is a relationship. He wants to re-establish his relationship with every Atma. So he comes and sees whether these people understand. Mostly he fails. Avajananti mamuda. Every time I incarnate, whatever form I take, nobody is respecting me. Nobody understands me. I am only a failure. So Perumal taking incarnation is his will on one side. On the other side, out of so much of love, he misses us. Yes, it is a Kreeda. Yes, he only created this world. He only put us here. But now he is missing us. What is wrong in that? You are a father. You made your son study in very good school. You sent him to college. Then you only sent him to, abroad. Suddenly you miss him. If he asks, like, you only sent me here to abroad, why you are missing me? What is wrong in missing? What is wrong in missing you? I sent you for your good, but I miss you as well. Why don't I come and visit you? Why should you come and visit me? What is wrong? You have all the more reason to visit if you understand the relationship between the Supreme and us. Navamida sambandha, pita cha rakshakasheshi, bhakta gneyo ramapatihi, Swami adharo mahatma cha, bhakta cha adimanudita. In all possible ways, he is related to us. You should ask why he is not incarnating now. That is what we are asking. Why he is not incarnating? Why is he not here? Not to destroy this so-called evil and all this, that and all within one fraction of a second. Just like with Sankalpa he can do. But what is happening is he is not finding even one person who is ready to live for him. It hurts him so much. And more than the Vibhava Avatara, he is there in Archavatara everywhere, in every temple. Saying that if I come as Vibhava Avatara, I have to abide by this body, then I have 100 years, I have to leave by that time. But if I come as Acharya, I will always be with you. And whatever you give, I will eat. Whenever you make me take bath, I will take bath. Whenever you make me sleep, I will sleep. Then these people say, you are a stone only. You are a statue. What the statue will do? Cockroaches will go. They will say, cockroaches are Nityasuris. Is cockroach a Nityasuri? Did Kulasekar Alvar anywhere in his pastorams tell Eliyai Pirapen, Karpam Buche Pirapen? Duracharam cannot be attributed to these things. This is because of Durachara. He's saying, I will be the fish in the pond. That shows the flourishing nature of that place. Jala Samruddhi. If fishes are there, then the cranes and other birds will come. He is talking about Shenbagam tree. I want to be a Shenbagam tree. He is not saying that I will be a cactus. Right? So, despite so many things like Archavatara and all, we are not even spending time. Just some dogma. Go to Perumazh, just worship, everything will be you just light a lamp. All your problems will go. Some people start sending people to some temples for parihara. Go light a lamp. All your problems will go. If you have damaged somebody's life, if you have killed a person and you are put in a court, judge is asking, you have killed that person. What is your response? Shall I light a lamp? I will give you 2 bananas. I will buy some 2 meters of garland. Will judge accept that? What kind of response is this? Is this what our system taught us? Is this what was taught to us by our system? No. The reason why you are sent to light the lamp is when you go to light the lamp, somebody there in the temple will ask, hey, what are you doing? Somebody told that if I light a lamp, my sins will go off. Then he will say, they sent you to light the lamp so that you can talk to me. I am here to explain you. You idiot. Just by lighting the lamp, how your sins will go off? Unless you repent for your sin, unless you are interested in transforming, unless you take a vow that you will not repeat your sin. Just by lighting this lamp, do you think you can wash off your hands? Right? It is unfair. Unfortunately, today, people are just going, flooding all the temples under the name of Pariharam. I put this garland, I will do this, I will do that, everything will go off. How it will go off? If a judge who is a human being right in front of us, it's our own system, we have only devised it. If he is not going to forgive you, why would God forgive you? Because he has given you the brain. He has given you all the organs. Everything is working. He has given you the responsibility. When you are not following, is it not his utmost duty to teach you a lesson? Going and doing some parihara, keeping 2 agarbatis will liberate you. Go keep those 2 agarbatis in a court. Beg to a judge saying that 2 agarbatis, 2 bananas, I will buy you garland. I will do you dolotsavam. I killed 2 people. Please excuse me. Judge will say, you do all those things, but still go and be behind the bars. That much they can say. It is totally wrong that if you have done a sin, you have to accept what you are going through. How do I know what sin I have done? Sin can be known through the result. Your suffering means you have done a sin. Who has given you the suffering? God. Who is God according to you? who knows everything. If a person who knows everything has given you, what right do you have to go and tell him that I will give you that small, I'll light a lamp. In this oil, special oil, I'll light a lamp. On a special day, on a special time. You just ignore all this thing that I have done. No, but that's a starting point. When you go to a temple, somebody should be there to tell. Today in our temple, nobody, how many people are telling that? We do an aarti, see this Perumazh, all your sins are gone. Please go. Where is the scope for transformation? What messages are we giving? Don't think that this is Acharya, that is the statue. The divine is here. He will speak. He is lively. You have to come in the traditional attire. You have to be pious. You should not eat, food wherever you like. Cleanse your body so that you can get connected to Him. Who is telling that? We are not telling that. We are not educating anybody who's. What messages are we giving in temples at all? Lot of people come, we give some tirtham, we give kushatari, and they go. Just by looking at Perumazh, all your sins will go. These are all told as akarshana, onboarding. To get into that, you have go to temple, your sins will go. Go and see that Perumazh. When you go, there should be people who will tell you what is right, what is wrong. Who will help you to get transformed. When those people are not there, how will the temple work? The temple will work provided you have that much of vishwasa. You have that natural ability to repent. You follow the austerity. You have the piety. You are already a person who is having so much of disease. You are going to a place where there is no doctor. If somebody says, if you see the doctor, you will be okay. I went and saw the doctor. My disease is not cured. How it will work? Looking at doctor means what? Seeing doctor means what? Okay, I saw the doctor. I gave him fees. Will disease get cured? No. He gave medicines. Does disease get cured? No. You have to follow the prescription. It is not merely seeing the doctor, paying the fees or buying the medicines. Follow it. Not only following it, that which is against it. If somebody is drinking on one side, you take the medicines on the other side, and if you continue to drink, what is the point? I'll keep drinking and I'll keep taking medicine. What is this logic? You should stop what you have been doing, which is wrong, and do the right thing. Now, who will tell you what is right? Who will tell you what you have done is wrong? Who are telling? Everything, almost everything is dogma today. So that needs to change. Change should start from us. We should go and ask questions. If somebody is not answering, you should not tell that that person doesn't know. Go and find out a person who knows that. If you want your child to do very good in studies, do you go to a person, and if he's not teaching very well in the tuition, do you go and find fault in that person, or do you seek the person who teaches him very well? Go find the right preceptor. That's your job. Otherwise, you are not serious. When you are not serious, don't discuss these things. It's as simple as that. It's not some time pass. This is not our heritage. Our heritage is very serious. We mean what we say. Not simply some time pass and casual talks. Some God, do this, something, some actions. What is this? Everything has a meaning, provided it is done by the right person, in the right way. These are all the things, these are all the general messages that we would like to share with everyone. It is very important. In the absence of all these things, yes, in some kshetras, if you just are there, it will definitely eliminate those sins. But being there itself is because of your punya bala, you have to remember, which has been blessed by the Perumazh. Perumazh has blessed that you have done this papa, but you have done this punya, because of which I am making you stand there. Because of which only it will go, not because you simply stood there and you will get relieved. That standing itself is because of some other good punya that is supporting you. So for every papa, there will also be some punya that will support you. Devoid of this understanding, I went there, nothing is happening. Why nothing is happening? Going there is punya bala, but your sin is more powerful. You have to do certain things. Have you done that? No. No means it will not work. As simple as that. Back to that question.
Question was, if Paramatma is one being, why Paramatma needs to take different incarnations and different names?
So we need to understand the Paramatma's multiple forms, the purpose. Despite so many forms, so many temples also, not even one person is available, he's saying. So we should stop asking questions like why Perumal is, taking so many forms. We should start asking our question to our own self. Why we are not changing or transforming despite so many incarnations? Why we are taking birth again and again in different forms? And why we are taking different names in different families? Why we are doing that? Our only name is Adiyen. Ahankara Mahindra Arpithu Atma Adiya, the pair Adiyen. The only name for the Atma is Adiyen. Why we are taking unnecessarily? He who has so many names, when he is incarnating, we are asking why he is taking so many names. We have only one name, but we are taking so many names again and again in different birth. We are not. We should start asking ourselves why we are getting into this production business that is largely done by samsaris. Get out of that. Right? Okay.
The same Vigneshwaran as also Sri Vigneshwaran has also asked another question, Swami. I didn't read that. If Paramatma can provide us with mukti in a moment, then why Paramatma is making us go through this earthly life?
Paramatma can give mukti within a second. If Paramatma can give mukti in a second, first, why in the first place Perumal created this world? Why should he create this world and then say that, show off that I can give mukti in 1 second? Better make everybody always in mukti only. Mukti is not one way. If he wants, he can give. He has the, see, you have to understand the difference between having the power or ability to give mukti. He can give mukti. He can give mukti. That is different. Can he give mukti to somebody? He can give. He can give to anybody or he can give to everybody. Let us not talk about can. The question is, will you get mukti? Now, if he can give mukti, why he is not giving? Then we can also argue the other way. Why he should give you? Why he should give you mukti? That means you want mukti. That's why you are asking that. If you want mukti, then you think you know what is mukti. Then do you understand the bad nature of samsara, worst nature of samsara? Do you understand the challenge of the cycle of birth and death? When you understand those things, why are you not aligning to the way in which Paramatma has mandated Shastras? That will give you mukti. Why you want that magic to be done by Brahman? That itself very clearly says that I will be indisciplined, I will do all nonsense. Why you should not give mukti? If you are disciplined, if you are obedient, if you follow Shastras, then you can rightly ask him why you are not giving mukti. So, leave Paramatma from the equation. First, you ask yourself, what are you? What is your role in this? What is mukti for you? Why you want to be in samsara? Why you are still attached with so many things which are so temporary? Anybody can die at any point in time. So why are you thinking that you are going to live for so many years? Why putting so much of bank balance, insurance, this, that? Those are the questions we should start asking. That will help you to get more answers. Perumal can give mukti in a second. He will not give like that. Unless you have a genuine understanding of what is mukti. Because mukti is something that you have to ask. Yatha upasate tathaiva phalamashnuti. What you ask is what he gives. That is what is his sankalpa. If you ask for moksha, he will give. But if you ask for moksha just like a time pass, if you go to some college, hey, can I get that computer seat? If you say, and if you say they have the ability to give, why they are not giving? They'll say, are you serious first? How serious are you? Just coming and asking some computer engineering, and what is your 12th mark? I got only two marks in maths out of 100. Are you serious about computer science or engineering? You got only 2 marks in maths. But you have capability. There is a seat. I can come and sit there. You can give books. I can read. Whatever books already given, what you have read, you got 2 marks. Or in 12th itself, if you have failed in computers, going and asking for computer engineering, just because you know about mukti, you can't go and say, Perumal, give me mukti. We cannot say Dadi Pandan or Ganta Karnan or simply they asked mukti without knowing what is mukti. How do we know what was their Purva Janma? How do we know what is their level of jnana about moksha at least? Why would somebody blackmail Krishna, not allowing him to come out of his pot, saying that unless you give me moksha, I won't let you out? Think about how much he knows about moksha, without which how he will ask. He knew that only Krishna can give. He was so smart and he was waiting for that opportunity. It's not some random person going and asking for moksha, right? Let us be very clear. That is what is the problem with so many misleading, preachings that we have. We have diluted the system so bad that anybody can. You just do a Hastanjali, you will get Karuna from Perumazh. Lakshna Moksha Adhikari Nirnayam, that is why that text is there. Many people are saying it is very difficult, it is very rigorous. That is the best Purvacharya Grantha that will answer all these questions. They say Hastanjali, if you just do Hastanjali, Perumal will feel that he is indebted to you. It is to help you understand how much he gives weightage to your Hastanjali. It doesn't mean you deserve anything. And it is known as Prasamsha Vakyam in certain cases. Alvar says, Velliye in the Madal Shoe. The walls of the temple are as tall to the height of Venus. But Alvars, whatever they say is truth. So can you say that the walls were as tall as, up to Venus? No. It is to tell so big. It is Prashamsa Vakyam. Just one Hastanjali is enough means everybody would have done this kind of Hastanjali some point in time somewhere. So everybody should get moksha. Why he has not given moksha? That is the grantha that people, it's very, but you should not get into that grantha right now. It should be gradual. Suddenly if you jump into it, you will not know head or tail in that.
Next question, the same devotee. Why do we even have karma in the first place?
See, first of all, what is our understanding of karma? Karma means this terms and all, when it is told in Sanskrit, people think it is something different. Karma is an action. I take this cell phone, something, I move. It is an action. Right? I drop something. And it falls down. It is an action. When it falls down, there may be an ant there that gets killed. Why ant was there in the first place? Ant will not come unless you have dropped some food particles. Simply they won't come. You have been given brain. Why you didn't broom? Why you didn't keep your place clean? You know that ants will be going here and there. Why can't you keep your place clean so that you don't kill other animals, other living organisms? We are doing so many actions in our life. We drive car, killing so many reptiles, this, that, and all, which are crossing. Snakes, lizards, and chameleons. So many small reptiles and small living organisms we are killing. Are we caring about those things? We are doing actions. Continuously we are doing actions. Every action results in some, there is a result for an action. It results in an event. Based on that result, your next action will be your every further action is impacted by the result of the previous action. Your next action is impacted based on the result. So karma is the very basic design. That's the basic framework, fabric of this world. Without karma, there is no sense in this world. Let us not do anything. Everybody sit, not do anything at all. Even in Vaikuntha, karma is not there, but the action is in another form, which is kainkarya. You can't sit without doing anything. The only place where you sit and do nothing at all, just thinking about yourself, is kaivalya. The worst place to be. So karma is the basic fabric of this whole world. Another answer is God has created this system to be built on karma. So it is His will. We cannot ask anything. Now that we are in the system, now that we are impacted by karma, what are the good things that we have to do from today, from now? And how do we get over all the bad things that we have done before? That is the only thing that we have to see. That's it.
Same devotee has asked the fourth question here. Is by creating relationship with Sri Ramanuja, is that the only easiest way? Is that the only easiest way to attain mukti in this Kali Yuga? If yes, then what was rituals and options for our ancestors before?
Now it's your turn. You are breaking.
Let me try.
It says my internet connection is unstable for some reason. Can you repeat that?
Adiyen Swamy, yes. இங்க கேக்குறது இங்க எல்லாருக்கும் கேக்குறது.
I lost him.
Yeah. So is by creating a relationship with Sri Ramanuja, is that the only easiest way to attain mukti in this Kali Yuga? If yes, what were the rituals and options for our ancestors before Sri Ramanuja's period?
Before Sri Ramanujacharya, there were other preceptors like Alavandar, Nathamulal, Nammalvar. Before Nammalvar, there was nobody. So it is very difficult to get moksha just like that. Whenever Perumazh wills, he will give. There was no systematization, no guarantee. After the incarnation of Alvar, there's a guaranteed methodology, system through which you can get moksha. That is Prabhuti. Before that, it was there. There was also a system of guarantee, which is Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and all this. But it's very, very difficult. It's very difficult. And again, guarantees. This one comes with guarantee. The Sri Sampradaya comes with guarantee because we go through Purushakara of the most merciful and compassionate divine goddess, Sri Mahalakshmi. Through her recommendation, we are doing Sharanagati, so guaranteed moksha. We just have to be obedient and sensible, behave sensibly after Sharanagati, follow the Sharanagati Anushtana. That is the only thing that we have to do. We don't have to do anything to get moksha, especially after doing, surrendering to the divine Divyaprabandhams through an Acharya, through the designated Acharya. Before that, the systems came with no guarantee. Arjuna, after which he only went for battle, he never did. He was not a prapanna, he never did prapatti. Think about anything else. The same Charma Shloka, when it is told by our Acharyas, we get moksha, guaranteed moksha. So after the dawn of Alvars, we have got the easiest path. Before that, it was difficult. Meanwhile, any other question, Naveen? It's all over? Or
there are a lot of other questions. One question from Sri Bharatram Ravi of Avalamat. Swami, is practicing Vaishnavism abroad, is it acceptable?
Vaishnavism, you can practice anywhere, in any loka. It's acceptable. But the thing is, those who are here and deliberately went there abroad, to just only for the sake of making money or whatever it is. And then they are stuck. If they say, I will practice only from here because I am comfortable here, that is not acceptable. For those people who are born there, they can practice Vaishnavism, 100%, Shrivaishnavism, nothing wrong. But those who are gone from here to there and who have been blessed with the you know, the connectivity of the Divya Deshas, leaving this, going there for material pursuit, and then talking about Shiva Vaishnavism is contradictory. They have to think and figure out how to resolve that conflict. It's not my problem. Okay, this is a wonderful question that was raised by a devotee. We are followers of Vedanta Deshika Sampradayam. That's what they have started with. Let me be very clear. There's nothing called Vedanta Deshika Sampradayam or Varavara Muni Sampradayam. There is only one thing called as Emperumana Darshanam. Let's be very, 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 very clear in that. If I know they don't mean that, but I think they are just whatever they know, they have been told, they are telling this. Some people even say Desika Dasan and all. There's nothing called Desika Dasan or this Dasan, that only Ramanuja Dasan, whoever it could be. Personally, you can tell, but when you come into public, it is Ramanuja Dasa. That's it. Not even Nammadvar Dasa or Alavandar Dasa. Ramanuja Dasa only. Only two groups are very specifically allowed to have a different thing. Which one is Ananta Advan Swami's lineage? Whoever have undergone Samashanam from them, they say Madhura Kavitasa. Those who have gone through Prativati Bhayangramanna, they say Srivaishnava Dasa. Very, very specific for some purpose. Other than that, we don't have this concept at all. There's no Varavara Muni Dasa or Annan Swami Dasa or Vanamamala Jir Dasa, Patarpuran Jir Dasa. So let us stop these things. So let's be very clear. There's only one thing called as Embrahmana Darshanam. Just to give a clarification for them, that's first line. That's not their question. They didn't intentionally mean that. It was a very casual statement. But I just wanted to clarify that. We are Ramanujadasas and we belong to Ramanuja Darshan. Those who accept Ramanuja Swami as the preceptor. So they are asking a very good question. What they are saying is this standard school, they have their own, it's primarily focused on money making, academics, and the science based other things. But what about our traditional learning and so many things? It's an excellent question. Now the challenge is we don't have such a system. The Patashalas are gone, almost gone. Whatever we call as Patashala here today is, particularly Sri Vaishnava Sampradayam's Patashala is very, 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 very simplified version of the original Patashalas. In those days, they used to learn. See, just learning Vedas and memorizing and reciting is not the job of Patashala. They should teach so many austerities, Acharya, Anushtana, this, that, so many things. So merely learning, Katakam, Arunam, Brahmanam, Samhite, Ashididvayam, and all these, Vedic hymns, that's not merely the job of Patashala. Patashala was much advanced than all these things, where you have to learn Padam, Kramam, Ghanam, Jada, and Jata, Ghanam, and then Bhashyam, up to that. And then you have to get into, learn it with Angas and Upangas thoroughly. So you will, but the way they pronounce Veda itself will be different. Those who have undergone through the very traditional system of Vedic system, we have to revive that. So if we collectively put effort today, at least start from today, this moment, it will take at least 3 generations to see such a Patashala come back to life. But we ourselves, our generation, we want only our children to go to school saying that what will Vedas do, what they will make, what is their future. It's very sad. That's all I can say. And there are so many other systems which are bringing up so many things, tantras, mantras, that this yoga, we teach that thing, this thing, it is there in this Purana, this scripture, all those nonsense. Our methodology is unique and our methodology was the right one. We have to revive that. It is our duty. If we are not reviving, we should not talk about something like that. As simple as that. It is our utmost duty. I just keep praying, and that is all I am able to do. That's my mode. I keep praying and I keep doing Mangala Shashanam that we get back our Veda Patashalas, traditional Veda Patashalas back. And we have people get the sense to admit their children full time in those Veda Patashalas. It is very, very important. Those who have Vedas in their hand, they have everything. You don't have to go and beg and work for a salary under somebody else. You have the Supreme in your hand. You have the Supreme in your hand. If you don't have that faith, why are we even say that we are Brahmanas or Vaishyas or Kshatriyas or this we belong to Varnashrama Dharma or Vaidikas? Why this Vedic Sampradayam? Why this drama? Throw away everything. Just go and work for some company and leave it. Perumal will anyways revive this. When we are given a chance and when we know that we can do it and when we are not doing it, how do we expect Perumal to do it? If Perumal has to do it, why he has not done so far? He is Sarvagya. Why he has not done so far? Why did he allow this degrade to happen? Does it mean he only allowed this degrade? He has been waiting for people to unite, to get the sense, to know the value of the birth. If we don't realize that, what is the point? Somebody should start. Somewhere it will happen. Today, Sri Vaishnavism, what is it offering for the girl children? There is nothing at all. At least for the boys, they will learn divyaprabandhams, they will go to the temple, they will do some kainkaryam. I will do Shripadam, I will go and recite, divyaprabandham in Goshti. The girl children, they don't have anything. Only school, college, cinema. How do you expect them to get married to a person who has, this shika and puts all these things? We are not training them. There is no system of school. In those days, they were taught in the home. They did not go to school. When today the school system has evolved, then you should start a school for our system. Not starting a system for that and then putting our own children in some other schools and then saying that they are not listening to us, they are having peer pressure, they feel shy to wear a turban, they feel shy to wear a boy who is having kudmi and this. It is natural because you are only putting them there. We are the culprit, parents are the culprit. Except for getting married to the same caste. Caste has no significance today. We want same caste. We will not follow anything. We will not follow tradition. We will not follow system. But marriage alone should be in the same caste. It should not be in the same gotra. Across gotra. Those things and all will follow. But somebody who has learned Vedas properly in some Vedic Padashala, he should be the Vadyar for the marriage. If he says pranayama, you will only hold like this. You don't even know mantra. We don't even know what is prana ayama. You know what is prana ayama? Prana ayama comes after the fourth stage. Yama and niyama itself is not there with us. It's in Ashtanga yoga, prana ayama, not breathing, doing like this. That's what is taught by the other yoga systems. Breathe in, breathe out. That is yoga. You will get some power. No power. Nobody. I have not seen any mystic in this yoga system. Our prana ayama is entirely different. Prana vayu is not same as this oxygen. Prana shakti is entirely different. Once you can do the ayama of that, you don't need food. You don't need water. It's complete control of thought. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. That's the first sutra of Patanjali. We are not even at the level of controlling the manas. Then there is an inner layer called buddhi. Then there is the third layer called chittam. Fourth layer is ahankara. Yoga is controlling the chittam, which is the third layer. We can't even control our manas. We can't control our eyes, which is wandering everywhere. What are we talking about? Do this pranayama, sandhyavandanam, without even knowing, without even following, just for the sake of showing off that we are following something. No seriousness, no sincerity, no dedication, no faith. Others are mocking at us. Why they will not mock at us? You have to actually give them some gift for mocking at us. Because at least by that we are driven some sense. Some people at least get some sense. For all the mockery that we deserve. We don't know why we put this. We call everybody. We serve them food, take photos, take videos, and we put this punal. What is this yagyopavit? Why on the left side? Who is there on the north? Who are those devatas? What are we doing as ritual? How does it reach out to them? What are these mantras? Do we know anything about that? How this fire has to be, sacred fire, how it should be initiated? What is Agni Mathana? Using a matchstick and then just creating the fire. Is that what is the holy fire? Putting whatever wood we want? Putting some camphor? Pouring some ghee as and when we want so that the fire will burn? That's not sacred fire. Here are we. If we see, then we will say, this is Kali Yuga, only Nama Sankirtanam. We'll resign from all these things. Forget about all these things. We'll only say Rama Krishna Govinda. It is in the same Kali Yuga that great people like Swamy Ramanuja Acharya, Swami Varavaramuni, Swami Nambillai, they were all there. They did Upasana, they did all this Agni, these things. Have they not lived? Have we not survived without this technology, without this all these modern schools and all those things for millions and zillions of years? Why suddenly this grace? Why this lack of faith? Why this disbelief? It is only because of our greed, our interest to be very comfortable, cozy, enjoy the luxury. This birth is not given to enjoy this. It is to leave this so-called temporary enjoyment and go for permanent enjoyment. You have to struggle. Prapannas, they cannot have a samsari kind of happy life. That's not who is a prapanna. Prapanna is somebody who cannot survive here, who cannot exist. He'll have that paramarthi, unbearable to be in this body which is completely nonsense, so limited, whereas Atma is so powerful. The brightness of the Atma is equivalent to 12 lakh suns brightness without the heat, just the light. That is the power of this Atma. 12 லட்சம் சூரியர்களுடைய உஷ்ணமில்லாத தேஜஸ். That's what we are. But look at how dark this so-called cloud, which is ajnana, that has covered that. Such a brightness. That shows how pathetic this body is. So we have to start those parthashalas. We have to try. We cannot start it overnight, but we should keep trying. Velkudi Krishnan Swami, they are all starting parthashalas. Who are admitting their children? Can I do part-time, morning and evening? My son want to go, they will have to go to school, college. Academics is very important. Our sampradayam is in deep crisis. The outward celebrations, all this we can do. That's okay. That's on one side. But the real tradition is in deep crisis. Temples are in deep crisis. Temples are in deep crisis only because of lack of traditional knowledge, lack of austerity, piety, all those things. No Acharya, no Anushtana. Just we want money. Go behind money, 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 money. That's it. Whether it is temple or whether it is office, how do I make money? How do I live a comfortable life? Happy life. Happiness is different from peaceful life. You have to remember that. The happiness that comes out of peace is different. Happiness out of greed or luxury, that is entirely different. That's not a spontaneous happiness. We should be healthy. Health is wealth. Live a simple, sensible life. help others. Live as simple as possible. Life should be very simplified. A shelter to be, a dress to wear, and a food to eat. Anything more is only a luxury. Fundamental needs. We have deviated so much. Today we cannot take bath without putting the soap. We cannot brush our teeth without a brush, plastic brush, and some toothpaste. You say we will stink. So which means all our preceptors, all our ancestors, they were all stinking. What Colgate or what toothpaste they used? Sabina, chemical everywhere. See, your clothes you have to wash with the Ariel, this, that, detergent. In those days, did they not live? They kept everything clean. Today, we'll keep it dirty because we have detergent. Dump all the chemicals somewhere. Spoil the ecosystem. Create drainage. Mess up with nature so badly. Even if we stop, others are not going to stop. That's okay. Let others not stop. At least you stop. You are free from guilt. You are one step towards liberation. Do you want liberation or not? That's the question we should ask ourselves. So let us start seeking towards those people who are aligned to the same frequency to revive this wonderful, beautiful tradition. The real Vedic tradition, which is Vaishnava, Srivaishnava tradition. Simply saying that, all this, let us teach Sri Vachana Bhushana to everybody. Let us teach Acharya Hridaya, Mokshupadi to everybody. Asai Udayavar Mariyar Galpur. What Asai? You have to go and read the books to understand whom Sri Ramanuja Acharya meant. Not this time pass Asai and all. Asai means seriously. Moksha Bhilasha. That is the Asai he was talking about. Right? So the question is good. Do we have a system in place? No. And rather than blaming others, I am party to that. I am party to this fault. I was doing nonsense, working as a software engineer, doing some nonsense, making some money. Hopeless life. I am party to all the crime. But we have to revive that system for Sri Vaishnava tradition. We have to bring back that system. Let us see how simply sitting and praying and all will not work. When our children, they are affected by some disease, will we say, I am praying Perumazh, you will get cured? Will we say that? Immediately we will take them to doctor. When it comes to our system, we'll say, we'll pray Perumazh, we'll do only Mangala Sasana. It will not work. Mangala Sasana can be done by those people who are at the highest spiritual state. That will work. Ours is not Mangala Sasana. Ours is escapism. If our Mangala Sasana should work, our Mangala Sasana should work for our family also. When somebody is struggling, met with accident or having severe disease or bedridden, do Mangala Sasana. Let us see if it works. Right? So let us join hands and see how do we revive the system in a very serious fashion. It's very important. It's time. It's now or never. Next generation, they will not see anything otherwise. We can always say Perumazh will come and like Vedavyasa came, Nammalvar came, somebody. It's a shame to make Perumazh do that. Perumazh will do it anyways, but we lose the opportunity, which means we will become Nitya Samsari. Then you cannot go and face the same Perumazh saying that you please give moksha. He will say, what did you do then? You have to remember that. You just cannot face him. No matter whether you fall at the feet of Ramanuja, Acharya, or Varavamuni, whoever it is, they will also ask the same question. You were given this wonderful opportunity. What did you do? Right? Before Swami Nammalvar, many Alvars were born, especially during Krishna Avataram, Dwapara Yugam, other Alvars were existing. How to understand this? Those are all parallel existence. It is common. So nothing wrong. After Krishna Avataram, only Srinivasa Avataram happened. So during Srinivasa Avataram, Advars were there somewhere. But Srinivasa Avataram happened. So what? So because this is a cycle. Even before Srinivasa Avataram, Tiruvenkatam was there. Tiruvenkatam will always be there. During Srishti, it will be there. All Divyadesas will be there. Rudra, he went and sought Bhiksha because the Kapalam, he beheaded the Brahma. He removed one head of Brahma. And that head got stuck in his hand. It was not going away. It was called as Kapalam, the skull. That's why he was known as Kabali. It was rotting in the hand. He could not seek proper Bhiksha. He was really suffering. So he went to certain, after going all the worlds, he went to certain Archavadara temple and he got relieved, it is told. But where and all he got relieved, Pindiyar Mandai Endi Pirarmanai, Thiridandunum Undiyan Jabam Tinda Urvanur, Ulahametum Kandiyur, Arangam Mayam Kachi Per Malai, Kandiyur, Tirukandiyur, Tirumeyam, Tiruvarangam, Tirukadal Malai, Tirupper, Tirukachi, that is Vekka. Alvar casually lists 6 Divyadesams. So in which Divyadesa Rudra actually got relieved? The answer is which Rudra? The answer is which Rudra? Because Rudra's job is to do this. He will remove the head. That's when he can get the name as Kapali. He has a choice. Out of the 6 Divyadesams, different Rudra would have gone to different Divyadesams to get relief of this. There's nothing wrong in that. Similarly, so that means that all these Divyadesas are there, same thing repeats, but options are there. Trivenkatam, the Malay was there, Perumazh was there before also. Again, he took an avataram, Srinivasa avataram, it happened. But just because this avataram is happening now, it doesn't mean that Advar should not think about this. They have got the sakshat karma from all the previous avatarams also. No? The same Srinivasa avataram, we would have got the sakshat karma before. And hence they have praised. So what is wrong in that? Parallel existence, it can happen. Because the question was that before Swami Nammalvar, many Alvars were born, especially during Krishna Avataram, Dwapara Yugam. During Krishna Avataram, Dwapara Yugam, other Alvars were existing. How to understand this? It's called as parallel existence. The Avataram could have happened somewhere. These people would have existed somewhere and they would have got the Sakshat Karma. Not just about the present Avataram. The same Avataram would have happened before, right? They would have got the Sakshat Karma of that. How to practice Sri Vaishnavism without Upanayana done people? They can undergo panchsanskara. If they belong to that particular varna where they have to wear or undergo Upanayana, then they should undergo Upanayana and then only panchsanskara. For a varna where you don't have the concept of Upanayana, you can still undergo panchsamskara and then practice the panchakalika karma. That's the answer for that. That is, do Bhagavad Aradhana, do Dadi Aradhana, read all the Advars and Acharyas, Sri Suktis under the right Acharya or scholar or stalwart and get enlightened. That's the way of life. All other standard principles are applicable for Sri Vaishnavism, like general dharma, don't harm others, don't tell lies, follow food routines, all those things apply.